So here's the pause symbol. If you see this pause part, there's a few of them in there. Pause. Go back, take whatever notes you need to, and when you're done, go on to the rest of the presentation. So you guys should be used to this by now. So now we're going to go to objective. The objective: the student will be able to review geometry. The big thing on that is geometry. This will be done through a presentation and classroom activity. And I'm winded and out of breath. Don't ask me why. Breathe. Okay. So geometry is the big thing. I should put review because a lot of the stuff is review. Might be some new stuff out there to you guys, but there should be a lot of old stuff. So don't write anything you already know because there's kind of no point because if you already know it, notes are for you guys to know stuff for later. First, we're going to go over shapes. So we're going to go over some basic shapes in a second because before you know anything with geometry, you got to know what I'm talking about if I say it. So name the following shapes. Top left one is going to be a rectangle. And then there's a circle next to it, a triangle below the rectangle, and a square too. So we have circles, 0 angles, 0 sides. This is important for later because that's what classifies each polygon later. Polygons are shapes. So circle, 0 angles, 0 sides. Triangles, 3 angles, 3 sides. A little note on the bottom. Interior angles add up to be 180 degrees. So again, triangles, 3 angles. So you have 3 points and 3 sides. So I'm going to find out there's stuff in common later, but I can never pronounce this word. Quadrilaterals. I can only say it slowly. So quadrilaterals have 4 angles and 4 sides. The interior angles add up to be 360 degrees. Those are quadrilaterals. Well, why are all these shapes called what are all these shapes called? Quadrilaterals. All of these are quadrilaterals because they all have 4 corners and 4 sides. They're all slightly different, but they are all quadrilaterals. Oh, this word's going to kill me by the end of this presentation. So why are they all called quadrilaterals? What do all of them have in common? So let's see. They all, again, I'm going to keep saying this, 4 corners and 4 sides. Because quadrilaterals are those shapes that that's rectangles, kites, rhombuses, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. But first, there's the rectangle. On this rectangle, I'm going to point out a few key points in case you see it later in any geometry lesson. That little box, that means it's 90 degrees. If you see similar tick marks, that means it's the same thing. So if you see 2 tick marks, anything else with the 2 tick marks is the same side. And if you see 1 tick mark, that means anything else with the other same tick mark on the other side. So I don't know why parallelograms just thrown there but randomly, but there's a rectangle. We just saw it. So and we also have rhombuses. So rhombuses have parallelograms. And then what is the last what do you know? Are all parallelograms rhombuses and all rhombuses parallelograms? So no, this is going way too quick. So, but yes, just go through these: squares, trapezoids, triangles, rhombuses, kites. Just make sure you know. Big thing about this: there's lots of different quadrilaterals. Pentagon, 5 angles, 5 sides. Let's try to slow it down for you guys now. Pentagon. So something coming pentagon. Which of the following shapes are pentagons? So you're seeing the pentagon shape. That is actually a pentagon, yes. Doesn't look like a pentagon, but 5 angles, 5 sides. That one, what do you think? No, it actually isn't. Because it kind of looks like a pentagon, but it has 6 angles and 6 sides. Last one is a yes. It doesn't look like a pentagon, but it has 5 angles, 5 sides. This is a hexagon. 6 angles, 6 sides. You notice the angles and sides always are the same. Heptagon is 7 angles and 7 sides. And in a second, you're going to see one more. Everyone get ready for this, because we're going to bring it down to the octagon. 8 angles, 8 sides. 1 person in, 1 person... 2 people go in, 1 person comes out. So there's the octagon, 8 angles, 8 sides. So if you need to go back and review any of those shapes, go back to... If not, just go on to the rest of the presentation. Because now we're actually going to go into the stuff that you need to know. So perimeter and area are the 2 big things about this. So first, perimeter and area. So perimeter comes first, and then we're going to do area. So perimeter, what you need to know, length and width, and those are interchangeable. So length and width, as long as you have one being length, one being width, you're okay. So it's interchangeable. What is a perimeter and what do I need to know? So perimeter, it should flash red in a minute. Yep, there it goes. Perimeter is just the outside edge of an object. Whether it be a triangle, square, circle, whatever. It's the outside edge or distance around a geometric object. That's what it is. The perimeter of the polygon is the length of all its sides. So what we do is we add up every single one of those. So for example, on this one, we have 2 10s and 2 8s. So then this one we have, well, what are those x's, Mr. Beuthin? I'm confused. That one we have a 7 and 8. Well, we'll come back to that one in a minute, because first we have 10 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8. That's adding up all the sides. That's 36. So the second one over here, I don't know the other two. Yeah, you guys do. Rectangles mean those two sides are the same. So the bottom one is also going to be 7, and it's flickering all weird, and I don't know why. And the top ones are going to be 8. So 7 plus 8 plus 8 equals 30. So we have 30 square meters for that one over there. And sorry about the blinking, because the top is the same as the bottom, and the left is the same as the right. So that's why that one adds up how it is. So this one over here, 10 on the top, 10 on the bottom, 2 on the side, 2 on the side. On the perimeter, we add all of them up. 10 plus 10 plus 2 plus 2 equals 24. It actually should say feet, not meters, because we're talking about feet, two totally different ones. So 24 meters, which should be feet, is our answer. So if you need to pause, because in a minute we're going to go to area, which is different than perimeter, but you're going to have to figure out both of them in a minute. But if you don't need to, just go on to the rest of the presentation. But area. So area and perimeter are two different things, but in a second, area is going to finish popping up. Where is area? There you are. What is the area and what do we need to know? Okay, well, what is area? So area is actually everything highlighted in red, which is just not the outside edge. It's everything on the inside. So it's the inside measurement of an object. Have anything else? That's awesome. The area of a plane figure is the number of representation. I don't even know what said. It's going so quick. I'm sorry about this one, you guys. This is I'm going to have to re-record later. But length and width. So if the width is 2, the length is 4 feet. Basically, we're just going to multiply those two numbers together. So each one of those is 1 square feet, because it makes a square. So if it's 1 square feet, we have 1 square foot going in that corner, 2 square feet going down. So that's why if we go and multiply that 2 square feet by the 4 square feet, if you count all those up, it's going to be 8 square feet. So 2 times 4 would be 8 square feet. So that's that one right over there. That's how you do area. Is just length times width. So L times W, length times width. You're going to want to throw that somewhere on your paper. So this one, 4 times 9. 4 times 9 would be 36. And we have to put square meters because that's how you measure area, which would be square meters or square feet or square something. Like this one. Whoa, why are we only multiplying 2 on this 4 on there? Because it's only length times width, not length times width times width. So this one, 5 times 8. 5 times 8 would be, and then I put square meters again, it would be 40 square feet. Not square meters, square feet. So there's your pause symbol, because right now we're going to go on to our check for understanding activity. So we're going to go on, and it's going to find out in a second. It's going to give you, I think, 8 shapes. Where are you? No, 6 shapes. So find the area and perimeter of all 6 of these. I'm going to stop talking for a minute, pause the video, and when you're done, unpause it so you can find out if you're right or wrong or what the answer should be. Okay, so hopefully you guys got these right. Remember, this one does look pretty good. I think I got all the square feet right this time, but I think I put feet squared too, but either way, you're okay. So you have to make sure you have the correct term, because there is a difference between feet, inches, meters, and all different when you square them. So here's the next pause symbol, because we're going to do one more part of the presentation, which is going to be triangles. So again, we're not going to do perimeter, because we already know how to figure out perimeter. Right now, we're going to worry about just area of triangles, because perimeter is rather easy. Area of triangles is a little bit different, but not by much. So the height is the vertical up and down, and the base is the bottom. So those are the two parts of a triangle you need to know: height and base. And in a second, I'm going to throw two triangles together, and you'll be like, well, why are you doing this, Mr. Beuthin? Well, if I take that rectangle and cut it in half, it's actually two triangles. Can you see the one on the top and one on the bottom, or the one left and the one on the right, however you want to look at it? There's two triangles. So basically, a square is a half a triangle. So we can actually use that in our formula to figure out area of a triangle, which would either be half of base times height, which you usually hear, or the other way around, base times half of height. Either works, it does the exact same thing because we're multiplying. So we have height and base. So we have half of base times height, or height times base. So this first one, I'm going to take half of the base, which is 5, because 5 is easy to multiply. 5 times 6 equals 30 square inches, because I would rather take 5 than 3, which either way it would be kind of easy. But this one I'm going to take half of the height, because I don't want to take half of 11. That would be 10.5. Let's just take 4 and times it by 11. It should actually be 44, not 30 square inches. So make sure you write in your notes that that's 44. Like I said, I'm going to redo this one, so this one's only going to be seen once. So this is a one-time only view for this class going on right now. I'm going to have to redo this one later. So there's your pause symbol, because we're going to go and do a check for understanding activity. Take a few seconds, do these 4. When you're done, unpause it so you can see the answers. Okay, so here's the answers. Remember, it's in square inches. So we have 4 square inches, 35 square meters, 25 square meters, and then 21 square meters. So hopefully you guys got them all right. If you didn't, go back, see what you did wrong. If not, I can help you in class tomorrow with the next part of the presentation. Recap. So we're going to know area, perimeter. We're going to know some of our basic shapes. That basically when you got out of that thing was that it's always the same amount of angles as you have sides. So we learned some basic shapes. I kind of rushed through that, and I guess I'm going to redo this presentation later. What else do we need to redo? Area and perimeter. Perimeter's outside edge. Area's inside edge. Or inside measurement. Area's everything inside. Perimeter's the outside edge. Triangle is base times half of base times height, or half of height times base. And area of a rectangle is length times width. So the student will be able to solve, again, this one is all messed up, you guys. I'm so sorry. That should actually show geometry, not